What is good, everybody? Welcome back to the I Need a Sports podcast. Just a quick disclaimer for this upcoming episode that you're about to watch. Due to a unforeseen argument that started in our group chat earlier today, this episode might get a little spicy. And I just want y'all to remember this podcast is created for entertainment purposes only. Each expressed opinion is our own, and the video is going to contain some strong language, so viewer discretion is advised. If you got kids, you might want to tell them get out the room for this one. And if you got headphones, you might want to turn it down a notch because we're going to turn it up a notch. But that's enough for the disclaimer. Let's get into this episode, man. I'll see y'all on the other side. Buddy, back again. Y'all already know what
Nail,
it is.
play that shit.
Oh yeah!
Oh man, this man got the background.
You already know, man. Easy money. Well, it should be easy money, but like
Look,
I said,
knock on wood.
Look at the rookies we drafted. We got Dean and we got Davis. Two from Florida. It doesn't get better than that.
you gotta put that shit up.
As Rick and Bobby said, if you ain't first,
You're
you're
last.
last.
Exactly.
Second place is at 2.
Definitely gonna make up for it.
Trust me. I need a sports podcast, man. I need it. I'm back. Got the boys with me, Cam, Chris, and yes, sir, we got our other guy, Cam, special guest once again. Y'all know what week it is. Chiefs versus Eagles, Monday night. Everybody back in motion to talk about Week 11 NFL. We're gonna do a little midseason check-in. Some of the predictions we made way back on our first couple episodes to start this season. See how those predictions are doing. But like I said in the disclaimer before the video, man, we had a heated argument earlier about some crucial stuff that kind of had to do with the midseason, awards and everything and that nature. So we gonna get right into it. Cam said, he was gonna relax for a couple weeks. He wasn't ready yet. He just needed to see a few more things from his boy CJ Stroud before he had something he needed to get off his chest. Well, it's a couple weeks later. CJ has put together back-to-back game-winning drives. One of them being a 5-touchdown performance where he went down the field 40 seconds left, got the game-winning touchdown. Then this week goes into Cincy, takes down Joe Burrow, and now Cam has said he is ready to say whatever it is he got to say. And some of what he's about to say, some of us might strongly disagree with. So I'm going to swing it to Cam. The floor is yours, my guy. What do you got to say about your boy CJ Stroud, man?
No, I ain't gonna say nothing crazy. I promise God. I'm not gonna say nothing crazy like he's the best quarterback in the league. He's not the best quarterback in the league. I'm not saying that. But I will say, when you draft elite quarterbacks, sometimes like luck comes into fact. Like sometimes you get lucky, like you get a guy like that, like you see it with, you saw it with Aaron Rodgers with the Packers, how they got lucky drafting him. That you seen it Tom Brady with the Patriots. You seen it with Kansas City with Patrick Mahomes. Sometimes you get lucky, and I just feel like, me personally, I feel like we got lucky with CJ Stroud in a way because go back last season, whatever, we played the Colts in a game we were supposed to lose. If we didn't lose that game, we would. Well, if we did lose that game, we would have had the number 1 pick, and most likely we probably would have got Bryce Young. But in a way, we won the game, got lucky. Panthers took Bryce Young, we took CJ Stroud, and right now it's looking like they made the wrong pick, we made the good pick, but it's only year 1. Who knows who made the good pick? But yeah, so like I said, drafting elite quarterbacks. I feel like CJ Stroud. Me personally, I feel like CJ Stroud is elite. Not like he's not, he's potentially could be in, years to come, like in the top 3, top 5 conversation, but I'm not going to put him right there just yet. I'm gonna put him like in the 7 to 10 range. I feel like quarterbacks in the league right now. But yeah, no. So through 10 weeks, me personally, let me just read off some of his stats. That he got through 10 weeks as a rookie quarterback through 10 weeks. So yards per game, he's first in that 291 yards, 8.21, 291.8. He's first in that. Passing yards, he's second with 2,626. He has 15 passing touchdowns. He's ninth in that. 17 total if you want to count the 2 touchdowns. He's only thrown 2 interceptions. That's 38th in the league. He has a TD ratio of 15 to 2, and only QBs to lead the NFL in passing yards per game and touchdown interception ratio of the first, through the first 10 weeks. It's only been 4 guys, and guess those 4 guys is Patrick Mahomes, it's Tom Brady, it's Peyton Manning, and goddamn it's fucking CJ Stroud. I mean, that's pretty elite company. That's all I'm saying. It's pretty elite company. That sound like MVP numbers to me, but I'll let y'all be the guest of that. Decide that or whatever. So the yards per attempt, he's 30 in that. That's 8.3. QPR, he's 63.3 in that. That's 10th in the league. Pass rating, he's 101.0. That's he's 6th in that. And the first downs, he's 130 first downs. He's 4th in that. Now to me personally, I feel like that's MVP numbers, but if you don't know, if anybody else don't agree to that, if Bryce don't agree to that, I'm gonna compare it to other. I'm gonna compare it to 2 all-time greats numbers through the first 10 weeks. I'm gonna only do the passing yards and touchdowns because I didn't want to really go to like the whole thing with the passer, what's it called, whatever.
Right
Now,
hey, you can go into the passer rating because I got some stats for the passer rating. So come with whatever.
But no, I'm gonna go to those 2. I'm not gonna get into Patrick Mahomes stuff because I feel like in Patrick Mahomes MVP years, those the 2 greatest quarterback seasons of all time. So I feel like that's unfair to compare his to CJ's right now because it's uncomparable. It's uncomparable. That's literally the 2 greatest of all time. So I'm compared to 2 other greats. As just one MVP is just recent. So I'm gonna go Aaron Rodgers 2021. Through his first 10 games, he had 2,000 yards, 186 passing yards, 17 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. The next one is Tom Brady, 2017. 2017, he had 2,807 yards, passing yards, and 19 touchdowns and 2 interceptions through 10 weeks. Now, compare those and compare CJ Stroud's. Me personally, I think CJ Stroud would be in the MVP would still be in MVP discussions during those 2 years. Me personally, I feel like those numbers, you can compare those, compare CJ Stroud numbers through 10 weeks. You compare those their numbers through 10 weeks. And it's pretty damn close. And both of them, they both finished with Aaron Rodgers, he finished with 4,115 yards passing, 37 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and Tom Brady, 4,577, 32 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. I mean, I don't know. It's pretty comparable to me. I feel like CJ Stroud, though, those numbers are MVP caliber numbers or whatever. But it's just crazy how like the narrative really changes, during the season and whatnot. And like Bryce, I know you can attest to this or whatever, like with Patrick Mahomes, how he's been in the lead and how he's one of the top quarterbacks or whatever, how coming, years coming in, whatever, y'all wasn't really before Patrick Mahomes, y'all wasn't really y'all was relevant, but y'all wasn't like relevant in the sense of manner like Patrick came in and pretty much saved y'all's not saved y'all, but
no, he saved the franchise.
No, he saved.
he saved y'all franchise for sure. That's what I'm trying to say right now.
He was in a 50-year drought before he came.
And so what I'm trying to say is, me personally, I feel like, this is what CJ Stroud is kind of doing to the Texans in a way, because I'm telling y'all, bro, like the reason why I'm acting the way that I'm acting, because I've never felt like shit like this before in my life. Like, this is my favorite team type shit. Like, I don't have not like that ass. Like, I don't have no other favorite teams. I have a favorite player in LeBron, but the Lakers, that's not really my favorite team.
Whenever I get my wife, bro, I hope I talk about it just like this.
Man. So look, we've been irrelevant since 2002 we've been the laughingstock of the NFL since 2002. So please, Lord, forgive me if I talk about CJ Stroud in a highly manner, because goddamn it, he's saving my damn franchise right now. He's saving my organization, my favorite team ever. So I just gotta say that too. But also want to get into the the whole Michael Parsons thing. How he said, and it's actually a lot of people have been like kind of saying this. I've been like looking on Twitter. A lot of people actually kind of like thinking like, CJ is in a better situation as Bryce Young. And I 10 weeks in, I guess you can say that, but at the beginning of the year, you could not fucking say that at all. You couldn't say that at all. It's simple as that. You could not say that at all. You couldn't. I mean, you just couldn't. Through 10 weeks, CJ has literally elevated the whole team. CJ has made fucking Noah fucking Brown and Dalton Schultz looking like fucking Noah Brown looking like Jerry fucking Rice. Dalton Schultz looking like fucking Tony Gonzalez. I mean, them two last year wasn't shit. It wasn't shit. Chris can say them two last. Noah fucking Brown 150 plus.
Noah Brown was all right, bro.
100.
Yeah, not no 150 game.
Come on, man.
150 game.
Dalton Schultz was nice last year.
Dalton Schultz was nice last year.
That was that guy, but not Noah Brown. He got
that, bro. But that's why Cam. That's what I'm trying to say, bro. Maybe I'm just a casual, bro. Maybe I'm just an NFL casual. But when I look at Carolina and I look at Houston, Houston was the better team to me when the season started. Maybe I'm just a casual. But at the same time, you agree with me. You said it. You said only Texans fans felt that we was good. Everybody was down this. So I ain't wrong for saying what I'm saying.
No.
If anything, everybody else wrong for just now noticing it. You're and pointing it out after y'all doing well.
Exactly. And it's kind of new to, like I said, we've been irrelevant. We've been in laughingstock since 2002. So it's kind of new to us when we're getting national media news. It's new to us when we're the first topic on. Yes, we're getting hate too, like crazy hate. So it's like I have to defend CJ. I have to defend CJ Stroud because this
they love you and then they hate you.
Exactly. So
you become the villain.
Well, they just hate us.
You like Bryce know what I'm talking about, man. We know Patrick Mahomes, how he gets so much hate, and it's like growing up, like this is your favorite team. Y'all never been in national media news. Y'all don't be the number one discussion on Get Up, or number one discussion on First Take, Undisputed. Like CJ Stroud and Texas are open headliners on these shows, and it's like damn, like this is new. Like this is new to us. So I don't know how to act. I mean, Texas fans don't know how to act. So like I'm saying, just please give us some type of leeway.
Enjoy
with that
it while it's positive, bro.
Exactly. So I'm saying all that I'm trying to say is the Texans wasn't a better situation. CJ Stroud was the better situation. He is the situation. He is the better situation. He is why the Texans are 5-4 right now. He is why the Texans are relevant right now. I just don't see like how Michael Parsons and other people can say that the Texans was a better situation when one, we had an offense coordinator that's a rookie offense coordinator. We have a rookie a rookie head coach in D'Amico, and he's defensive minded or whatever. Then you look at the O-line coming into the year, Titus Howard, our right tackle, he broke his hand. We got Kenya Green, that's like our left guard, right guard, whatever. One of our guards, he got hurt. He out for the year. And you got our center, our rookie center. He hasn't even played a snap yet. So I mean, we're literally shuffling people around on offensive line, and CJ Stroud, it's like it don't even matter with CJ Stroud. It don't even matter with CJ Stroud. So I mean, I don't know, man. It's just funny to see how like narratives change when you're winning, like finally winning, and finally have like that top tier quarterback or whatever. Now, like I said, I think he's 7 to 10 right now in the top 10 quarterbacks. I'm not gonna put him in top 3, top 5 just yet. I need to see year 2, and then I need to see how he does in the playoffs before I can even.
Like, what about this season?
This season? This season? Oh yeah, that too. Y'all say is he the offensive rookie of the year this year? No, he is the offensive rookie of the year this year. Yeah. Y'all say is he the MVP? No, he is the MVP this year for sure. He's been under his circumstances. Like I just said, all this with the rookie head coach, with the rookie offensive coordinator, with the messed up offensive line, with Noah Brown. He got fucking Robert Woods, Dalton Schultz, fucking Nico Collins. If you look up Nico Collins highlights right now, before the season started, he only had a minute or 2 minutes of a highlight film. Highlights, 1 or 2 minutes. You know how bad that is? He's been in the league for 3 years. 3 years, you got a minute or 2 minutes of a highlight. You know how bad that is? and CJ had him in the top top receiving yards before he got injured or whatever. So look, I think he's MVP so far through 10 weeks. I think it's no debate. I think it's not unanimous because it's obviously some other guys there. But I think he is on his circumstances. Like I said, he's been the best quarterback this year by far on his circumstances. So yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Oh, I guess that leaves it to me.
I don't disagree, Cam.
All right. So I agree with, yes, he's offensive rookie of the year, hands down, no question. He deserves that. He's been balling. Now, it would be interesting. I'm not saying he wouldn't get it, but it would be interesting if Devon A-Chain never got hurt to see how his season panned out, because he was doing some legendary stuff where he like averaging 12 yards a rush and damn near every other carry is a touchdown. Obviously, he gets hurt. He's supposed to be coming back this week, I think. If he does some more historical stuff, it still becomes an argument, but it's CJ Stroud's clearly right now. I'm not knocking that. I'm not knocking saying he's y'all's franchise QB. He's the main reason, y'all are doing what y'all are doing. I disagree with what Micah Parsons is saying now, too. I'm just saying, have y'all ever heard Deion Sanders talk about the NFL Hall of Fame now? He'll say, it's like they almost have to make 2 tiers of the Hall of Fame now, because it's like the Hall of Fame is the literal best players ever in the game, in the history of the game. And some of these people, while they were great players in their careers, were they Hall of Fame? Yeah, who knows for real? Like we have discussions all the time, like Eli Manning, Matthew Stafford, Phillip Rivers, 3 of the quarterbacks who put up a lot of numbers while we grew up watching football. But how many of them are really Hall of Famers? Eli, of course, got 2 Super Bowl rings versus Tom Brady. But other than that, he had a very average career. Like, he put up numbers, but he also turned over the ball a lot. Matthew Stafford had all the numbers in the world. Then he goes to Los Angeles. He finally gets Super Bowl. Phillip Rivers has all the numbers, but he ain't got nothing to show for it playoff-wise. So, it's tiers of this. I'm just saying, if we going to say, one, here's my first problem. If CJ is elite, we got to change the definition of the tiers of quarterbacks. If you're only going to say he's elite, but he's in the 7 to 10 range. Because
he being conservative.
No, I'm being conservative.
Being conservative.
Because me personally, I will say he's like top 5, top 3 right now.
Okay,
because he just went toe to toe with Joe Burrow.
Say that then, but I'm saying
no, I'm not gonna say that.
I'm gonna say it for you. He top 5 right now. He top 5 right now.
But I'm saying the only person who deserves to say he's elite is Patrick Mahomes, and then arguably whichever quarterback you want to put number 2 in the league. For the longest, or for the last year, that's probably been Joe Burrow. He's had that kind of title as the second best QB in the league. But I'm saying when it comes to elite, you are literally top 2 and not 2. So even if you got him top 5, it's okay to say he's a great quarterback, but he's not elite yet. Like we said, it's only his 10th game. You got to see year 2. Defense is, of course, going to adjust as the NFL. They'll get schemes on him and everything like that. See how he adjusts to that. But that's problem 1. Problem 2.
We can say, though? We can say he's showing the characteristics and tendencies of an elite quarterback rather than calling him that.
Because you know what, okay, I should have said this. You know what makes elite quarterbacks elite? Because all quarterbacks can't do this.
That's what I'm saying.
What makes him elite is when you go into halftime and you down 2 touchdowns or 1 touchdown and you just sitting back oh, I don't gotta worry about this. He finna go out there and he finna come back and we will have potential to win this game. CJ Stroud has been doing this the whole season. He's done the last 2 games.
I think to Bryce's point, he's saying what's going to make him elite is if he continues to do this for the rest of his career.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
That's what will make him actually
well, not
elite.
Even the rest of his career. I'm not trying to be biased, obviously, but my quarterback.
At least 7 to 8 years.
He literally got elite stats like how Cam just brought up. when we down double digits, that's usually the happiest I am as a Chiefs fan. I'm like, oh, we finna turn it on now. For whatever reason, we got to get down double digits. And Pat has some stupid statistic where he's like 10-4 when he's down 10 plus points. And the rest of the league in NFL history has like a losing record, obviously, in those situations. But that's like elite stuff like that. But for him to be the actual MVP, kind of throwing it back to my first point about the Deion Sanders Hall of Fame thing, I think we gotta readjust and look at the year that quarterbacks are having across the league. Like defenses have been balling, like give defenses their credit, but then also a lot of quarterbacks just seem to be having a down year. It's a lot of turnovers. I know CJ, obviously he only has 2 interceptions. He did have 2 fumbles lost as well this weekend.
One
But
one shouldn't have been one
it shouldn't have been, but
another
on the
other one
stats,
he lost.
yeah. He had the questionable interception. I even see you tweet about that.
Nah,
Cam.
that definitely was questionable.
And you know, I was rooting for y'all because I hate the Bengals, so I'm not mad at it. But if Tyler Boyd just catches that ball, we might be having a different conversation. But I'll say that with that being said, there was a minute and like 40 left on the clock, and CJ would have got the ball back. No telling. Yeah. So there's all context to that. But I'm just saying, you brought up the numbers through week 10. So obviously, we still got the rest of the season to be played. We don't know where exactly CJ will fall. But I'm just going to go through the final numbers of some of those MVP seasons. So, like you already listed Rodgers, he finished with 37 touchdowns, 4,115 yards that 2021 season. He had a passer rating of 111. CJ's is at like 100, 101 right now. Mm-hmm. I don't think, unless he just starts going crazy with multiple touchdown games for real, like 3+ and a shriek, and he has another 5 or somewhere in there, he probably not going to reach above 35. Right now, ESPN has him projected to finish with 28 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Now, obviously, those are projections, so we don't know. But let's just say he does do that, and then y'all finish like 10-7 or 11-6, make the playoffs. Yes, he had a great year for a rookie, but when it comes to MVP, I feel like we got to start putting more respect on other players, especially this year when Patrick Mahomes is having a down year for his standards. Jalen Hurts, while he's been playing good, he's got buku turnovers, which was unlike him last year. Mm-hmm. Tua was putting up numbers, but we see he can't perform in a big game yet. Sam Howell's leading the league in passing yards. Let's see. Let's keep going down the list. Joe Burrow, obviously, he was hurt a little bit. So
Josh Allen lead the league.
Josh Allen leading the league in turnovers for the 5th year in a row, and he was considered to be elite for the longest time, and people are finally coming off of that. So, like, when it comes to MVP years, I know you said don't leave out Patrick Mahomes because obviously he's an anomaly, but just to put it in perspective, last year, it's not even arguable or a debate. He had the greatest quarterback season ever. 45 touchdowns, 5,200 passing yards, another 400 rush yards. He set the record for most total yards.
You can't compare it. You can't compare it. It's unfair. It's unfair. Like, that's all I said. You can't compare his. You can't. It's impossible.
But that's elite, though.
No, for sure. That's elite, but that's the greatest. That's the greatest quarterback season ever. I know.
I'm about to just go in a line on all of them for the last 5 years. Aaron, that one we had 4,100, but the Packers finished 13-3, which was a part of the reason he got the nod for MVP because it's like he put up those numbers, and while they weren't the greatest numbers, they were winning. Now I know CJ's in a different situation. Y'all were poverty the last 3 years, and now he's bringing y'all back when nobody really expected y'all to be this good. So there's that. But then 2020, Aaron Rodgers' first MVP of that back-to-back in those 2 years, he threw for 48 touchdowns and 5 interceptions and like 4,700 yards with a 113 passer rating. Then you go to 2019. Lamar Jackson threw for 3,636 touchdowns, but then he also ran for another 1,200 yards and 7 touchdowns on top of that. Then 2018, Patrick Mahomes, 50 touchdowns, 5,000 yards. So I'm saying, like, when these quarterbacks are having these MVP years, they're putting up buku numbers. CJ probably going to finish with like 4,900 something yards. But if he's only like at like 28 to 30 touchdowns, and I'll say he won't go above 5 interceptions for the rest of the year unless like he just has a couple bad games or it's a tip pass here or there. But it's not necessarily the standard of what the MVPs have been. So I'm saying if we don't give the MVP to the quarterback all the time, because I know they are the most important, we might as well just change the name of the award to the best QB award. Because my MVP as of right now,
Tyreek Hill,
not even Tyreek Hill.
AJ?
It was between them two until last week. Because last week after the night we had Saturday night, I really didn't watch football Sunday. So I was checking in on stats and watching the all 22 and stuff.
Yeah.
My MVP, if we're really gonna keep it a buck right now, and this could change obviously as this year finishes, but if it had to be right now, Myles Garrett is the MVP of the league because the Cleveland Browns are 6-3 with the worst quarterback play in the league, bar none. Deshaun Watson, he just went out for the year today. But prior to that, he has like a 44. Where is that? I gotta pull it up somewhere. He has like a 44.7 QBR, 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. While he was hurt, they had PJ Walker. PJ Walker's got 1 touchdown, 5 interceptions with a 30 QBR. The one game Dorian Thompson Robinson played, he threw 3 interceptions with 0 touchdowns. The Cleveland Browns have the number 1 defense in the league. Myles Garrett, you know how they have the EPA charts where when it comes to the defensive line EPA chart where it's the amount of double teams you're facing and your pressure percentage win rate, him and Micah Parsons are 1 and 2 at the top corner of the map. And Myles Garrett is in first place with 31% leading the league. And besides just double teams, he's also leading the league with 27% pressure rate. Just bar none with 100
And I think he's
minimum
leading the league
pressure.
in sacks too.
Literally. He's got 11 sacks right now, 4 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery, 8 tackles for loss. He's literally putting the Cleveland defense on his back and carrying Cleveland right now to first place in the AFC North potentially because they just came. They came back this week. Y'all want to know what kickstarted the comeback? On 5 consecutive plays. I don't think we can. If you look through every team, every player this year, I don't think you can name a player that's had a better stretch of 5 consecutive plays in a game. In 5 consecutive plays when they were on defense this past weekend versus Baltimore, he had a tackle for loss, a batted pass, a QB pressure, and 2 QB sacks back-to-back and single-handedly changed the game and started flipping the momentum. And then they just started shutting Baltimore down. What he's doing is fucking crazy. So I'm not trying to knock CJ Stroud. I like CJ Stroud. I hope he does bring success to the Houston Texans. I hope he's one of the ones we consider like, oh, him and Patrick Mahomes go battle out, duke it out for years. Because I want to see that as 2 young black QBs. But if we're just talking about MVP and like making a true difference right now, I get what CJ's doing is not to be debated. Like he's doing his thing. But when you look at how bad Cleveland has been on offense and just how bad they've been as a franchise, and then look at what Myles Garrett is doing right now, and the fact they're even in contention for first place in the AFC and their division, it's unheard of. So I'm like, if we're never going to give MVP for some of these special last seasons, we got to change the name to just the best QB award. And that's not even touching on, like Cam said, A.J. Brown, Tyreek Hill, who are both could potentially break the record for yards. Like they could end up breaking that record both, and whoever finished with the most just has the record type shit. But if we talking about MVP, like when you really look at altering the game, Myles Garrett is doing his damn thing on the defense side of the ball, and we all know how hard it is to alter the game on the defense side of the ball, especially as an interior lineman facing double teams. Like that's to have a 31% pressure rate as a defensive tackle. That's insane. Like literally insane. And then you flip back on that. What was I about to say next? You flip back on that. CJ, granted, he's been playing great. He still does have 2 duds on his resume because he lost to the Panthers, where he only put up 140 yards, no touchdowns. And then he lost to Desmond Ridder, who's now benched. So I'm not knocking him saying like, oh, he lost those games. Like those quarterbacks better than him. Obviously, they not. But that's also on his resume, along with the last 2 games where he's played really good. But those 2 games preceded that.
With that, but see, you got to look at it. It's context with that. We haven't opened up the playbook. See, probably about like before that Bucks game, CJ Stroud went to the press and he pretty much said, you know, we have playmakers on this team. It's time to open up this playbook. And he pretty much called out Bobby Slowick. He pretty much called out D'Amico Ryans about how it's time to open up the playbook. I'm one of the ones. It's time to open up the playbooks. And last 2 games, we've been seeing when you open up the playbook for CJ Stroud, what he can do. So all I'm saying, I know he got those duds, you know, that's on his resume or whatever. but that was before they even like opened up the playbook for him. Now he has full control of the playbook, and we see what he can do. So I mean, look, hopefully he can keep this up. How he been playing these last 2 games. Hopefully he keep this up and put up some big numbers. But it's definitely context behind like those 2 duds. I feel like,
and that's a fair point. But also, like, it's still a part of the season-long story. Like I said, Cleveland has been trash on offense from the very beginning. They literally lost their best offensive player. What was that? The second quarter of that Monday night game when Nick Chubb tore everything up in his knee. So he's been out. We obviously know Deshaun has been straight garbage since he's came back. Then you had to deal with PJ Walker, DTR as your quarterback. And Cleveland has had the number 1 defense from week 1 to where we are now to week 11. Now, obviously, I'm saying Myles Garrett has to keep that up. And if Cleveland is still in the running and they're in the playoffs and they potentially win the AFC North, or they finish like 11-6, it's probably going to be on Myles Garrett and that defense's back. So I'm like, we got to take a real look at that, especially if I'm saying, I know these are projections, but if CJ Stroud finished the season with, say, 28 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 4,900 yards, yes, he deserves Offensive Rookie of the Year. Great year, especially for a rookie. But that's not MVP caliber to the point of what Myles Garrett has done. So that's why I'm saying
I'm not comparing what that's just predictions though. I'm looking at what he's doing through 10 weeks. Through 10 weeks, the quarterback position is the hardest position in all of sports. That's like not even a debate in all of sports. And what he's doing on a team that just won 3 games last year, this is pretty. Me personally, I think it's more impressive than what Myles Garrett is doing.
Bryce,
how many games did Cleveland win last year? Because they were garbage too.
No clue. Probably like
Here, give me a second.
Because I'm willing to bet it was probably like 5 or 6, if that.
It was. Jesus Christ! Why did it pull up that? Also, Bryce, I just looked up, bro. You know the NFL they only had 2 defensive MVPs.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we might as well just call it what it is and say it's the best quarterback award.
Hey, they were 7-10.
Player of the year.
7-10.
They were 7-10.
That's not bad. That's not a bad record.
It's not good.
It's not 3 and whatever the fuck Texas was.
Now look, Bryce.
But when you look at the context of their season, this season, that offense has been historically bad. They are getting carried right now. And so, like, how you're saying CJ Stroud is literally carrying the Texans. From the defensive side of the ball, Myles Garrett is literally carrying the Browns in arguably the toughest division in the NFL right now in the AFC North.
Spit out Myles Garrett stats again.
11 sacks. He could be on pace potentially to break the all-time sack record. What's
that?
I think it's like 23, I think, by TJ Watt, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And then
I think it's 22.5, something like that.
22.5. So if he get 23 though, like,
yeah,
he could get that. He's got 4 forced fumbles, 8 tackles for loss, 31% pressure rate when facing double teams, 27% altogether. He's the leading pressure guy in the NFL for defensive linemen, right above Michael Parsons. Like,
how many tackles he got on the season?
I think it's like 20 or so. But as an interior lineman,
okay.
Yeah, like, you're not going to necessarily rack up tackles at that spot. It's really the sacks, the pressure rate, how you're affecting the QB. And that's what he's doing, facing double teams most of the time. Like, don't forget, we literally watched this dude do a crossover move into a sack. And then the next play, Tennessee literally just called a timeout because they kept trying to rotate the tight end where he just kept moving side to side. Like, he's literally affecting – like, if you don't game plan for him, he's going to ruin the game. And like I said, he's still obviously – it's going to be much harder for him to keep up what he's doing further down the road in the season. So he could definitely fall off, especially now that they lost Deshaun. It's going to be that much harder on him. But through 11 weeks or 10 weeks, I feel like he deserves to at least be top 2 in the MVP discussion. And then if it's not him at number 1, I would have A.J. Brown or Tyreek Hill just because of what they've been doing. Because it's unprecedented for wide receivers. They've been breaking records.
So you don't think it's unprecedented what CJ Stroud is doing?
It is, but he's not breaking records.
Yeah,
he is breaking records.
Hold on. But if he's breaking records, Cam, he's not breaking them as a professional. He's breaking them as a rookie.
Okay, that's fair.
And then you comparing rookie records to like other records, like it's been like.
And I know we were saying stop saying for a rookie, but if we're gonna bring in records,
that's part of the context where people are saying like, "Oh,
it's the narrative. It's a good narrative. I ain't mad at the narrative." But Bryce,
like,
for perspective,
we never seen a receiver break, 100 yards for 7-8 games straight. That's never been heard of. Like even like you didn't hear like Randy Moss or stuff like people like receivers like that do that. So we're literally witnessing that.
I mean, once AJ Brown get 150 for 3 games in a row, then we can talk about him being number one. But Bryce, for perspective, the first defensive player to win MVP was in 1971. It was a dude on the Vikings named Alan Page. He had 109 tackles on the season, 9 sacks, 3 fumble recoveries, and 2 safeties. And they allowed the lowest points in the NFL as a team. And then the second one was 1986, a dude named Lawrence Taylor. And he had
a dude named Lawrence Taylor.
My bad. I didn't mean it like that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Relax. But he had 20.5 sacks that season. So I'm just saying those are kind of I don't know about that 109 tackles. That's kind of insane.
Well, that dude was probably playing middle line.
He was playing linebacker on the edge.
Yeah. But 20.5 sacks. 20.5 sacks.
Yeah, but that's Lawrence Taylor was coming off the edge. Myles Garrett comes off the edge sometimes if they just want to like try to pick a spot and try to pick on a tackle or something. But for the most part, he's playing interior defensive lineman.
Lawrence Taylor.
and he might break the sack record while facing double teams, triple teams. Like it's insane.
So if he don't break the sack record, what stat do you think is his strongest pool for MVP?
He's gonna need 22 sacks to be MVP in my book. But the pressure win rate is insane, but not enough people would give that respect to make him MVP if he doesn't get the sack record. But that's kind of like what Salah was saying in one of his press conferences, like QB sacks aren't everything. Like the pressure rate, like if you can hurry a quarterback, even though it doesn't necessarily end up in all the stat books, that's a major portion of the game. Yeah. And that's what he's doing because he's literally speeding up the quarterback. That was another stat. I think he's leading the league. He's getting to the quarterback in 2.18 seconds on average.
That's crazy.
So literally, you only got about time for a 3-step drop back, and if it's not your first read, it better be your second. Or you done? It's insane what he's doing right now.
See, you can't even do a screenplay. He gonna blow it up.
Facts. No play action. See, but the thing with both of y'all arguments though is that both of y'all teams got to keep winning.
Yeah.
So if they don't keep winning, realistically at this moment, who is the front runner for MVP?
If they're gonna go quarterback, it's probably they have Jalen Hurts right now as 1, and I think Patrick Mahomes is still somehow 2 because he's still top 3 in QBR. But really, if Jared Goff keeps putting up numbers and they win some of the key games they got coming up, like versus Dallas late in the season, Jared Goff might have a real argument for MVP because they're 7-2 right now.
Well, that argument is over because they're not beating us in the season.
But that's what I'm saying. If it's gonna be a quarterback award, then yeah, it have the top 5 or whatever: Jalen Hurts, Pat, CJ, Tua. Like, yeah, it'll be between them. But if we just talking MVP truly right now, NFL quarterback numbers are down across the board. Like, there's a real chance that nobody in the league this year throws for like over 37 touchdown passes. When the last couple years, it's been people getting 40.
Cam, how many yards on the season AJ Brown got? You know,
I think 1,006.
And I want to say the record there is 2021 by Cooper Kupp back in that 21.
Tyreek got no. Cooper Kupp had like 19 something because he had 1900 something.
Oh, so is it still Calvin Johnson? Because Calvin had 1964, I think.
Yeah, Calvin Johnson still got the record. Cooper Kupp got the triple crown. That's it. And then I think if I'm not mistaken, Tyreek, I think he got 1,076.
1,076.
So okay, yeah. Cooper Kupp came within 18 yards.
Yeah, he didn't break the record. Yeah,
that's close.
Imagine, bro. It was like that one screen pass you did in week 5 where you got tackled behind the field.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think in order, like the top 5 receiving yards right now, from what I remember, is Tyreek, and then it's AJ, then it's CD, then I think it's Puka, and I think it's what's his name? Jamar Chase. I think it's in that order, if I'm not mistaken. Or the receiving yards.
It's Diggs and Keenan after this week because Keenan had a big game. But
Okay.
Tyreek is currently at 1,076 yards.
Yeah.
We got 7 games left in the season. That means he would literally have to go for about 900 yards to break that record of Calvin Johnson in the next 7 games. If he does that, and if he goes even above that and gets to 2K and tacks on like another 5 touchdowns, he probably should win MVP. Because I really think he's carrying Tua versus the other way around.
But knowing the NFL, they're gonna find a way to give it to Tua.
Yeah, and that's what I'm part of the problem. Like, because Tua was number 1 for the longest. Like, oh, Tua's the MVP. He's putting up numbers. It's like that whole team is just speed. He just got to get him the ball. And then we see Tua perform bad versus really good teams, like we've seen over the past couple years, like I've been saying. And then what do you know? He's no longer the front runner, but Tyreek is still leading in every damn receiving category. But he's not going to get MVP. They'll just give him something like Offensive Player of the Year. So it's like, if we're going to have Offensive Player of the Year, then just give the MVP the QB of the Year because no one else is touching it. Like, I can't even – when's the last time a non-QB won MVP of the league? I think it – if I'm not mistaken, you got to go back to what? Adrian Peterson?
Yeah, it's an AP. Yeah, it was a running back,
Yeah, back in 2000s, he was the last one.
And I think that was like 2012 maybe. And it was really because he came back from an ACL quick as hell and then almost broke the rushing record. And that's what it took for him to get MVP. But other than that, it's just always a quarterback.
Actually,
which is nothing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with the quarterback because it's the hardest position in all the sports.
Yeah, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm saying like how we just went through all those numbers.
No, I get it. It's crazy for sure, crazy numbers. But at the end of the day, the QB.
I mean, but Bryce has a great argument though, because if you think about it, no quarterback this year is really standing out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to put like go over to what everybody else be doing. Like the Myles Garrett comparison is probably like one of the best comparisons. I was gonna say him or TJ Watt, to be honest. They both teams' offense really suck, if you're being real. But like the defense been carrying because TJ had the same thing. I think he's second behind Myles Garrett and all them sets as well. And ain't no way in hell the Steelers should be like 6-3 right now. Let's be for real.
Yeah, I said that the other
day. There's no bro. He got George Pickens pissed off right now in that offense. Like that team really, the offense really just shit right now. But
y'all seen the Kenny Pickett stat, bro? 15 starts, 15 interceptions, 15 touchdowns, bro. That's horrible.
That's what I'm saying. But they over there, they're like they're not far from the division either, and both teams have beat the Ravens.
All right, man. Look, I'm gonna go with y'all, but I think we just downplaying what CJ Stroud is.
No, we downplaying.
Y'all downplaying. No.
He deserved to be in the discussion. Finish top 5 in voting, but he don't. As of right now, he don't deserve to be the clear-cut MVP favorite.
The way I see it, don't nobody deserve to be MVP because nobody's really having an MVP season.
Are you talking about player-wise or quarterbacks?
All players.
Myles Garrett is.
Tyreek.
No, he's having it right now, but we don't know by the end of the season.
Well, that's what we're talking
like,
about.
Like, nobody's standing out right now. The only reason CJ's standing out is respectfully because he is a rookie. But at the same time, he's also playing well as a professional. But the narrative is because he's a rookie, which is why he's standing out.
But you also got to look at the MVP stuff, how the whole media be saying, because when Brock Purdy went crazy and so when he had to take over, they put him in MVP. And I'm like, bro, why?
Bro, it's the narratives, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
We're not casuals, though.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I say you can't listen to media because they said the same thing about him. I think he was like 7-0. Then playoffs, he won on.
He loses one player in Debo, and he turns.
Yeah. Because
think about it. Look how he looks this year. That's why I'm glad you said second season because look how he looks this year. When Debo knew hurt, bro, Cleveland was on their ass. Like bad. On their ass. That's what I'm saying. So it's stuff like that. Then he act like he couldn't feed George Kittle and blah 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 and all stuff like that. And a lot of people was counting the 49ers out there. They're like, man, they lost 3 straight. They ain't gonna be no match with the Eagles. And you hear all this. Then they beat the Jaguars. Oh, they back on top. They're gonna be the biggest threat to the Eagles now. And blah 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 blah. After one game, and I'm not no disrespect to the Jaguars, but the Jaguars offense. If you look at that team, Jaguars offense, of course we know about they 10th in the league in points score. We get that. But realistically, that offense has not really popped. Cap really can't get the ball.
Yeah, I thought they was gonna be way better than what
exactly.
they are.
You got rely.
Everybody, man, everybody.
I thought the same thing. I thought I said, man,
them
but their offense really hasn't been clicking like that. Outside of Christian Kirk and Travis Etienne, who else been like, and Evan Ingram, who else been like really, you know what I'm saying, just coming out. Zay Jones can't stay healthy. Cap really can't get the ball. He can't float.
Something about him just getting out of jail or something.
Yes, he got out of jail and he's hurt. Crazy, I know. So
Trevor Lawrence got 9 touchdowns and 10 turnovers on the season. He's playing.
I think at the end of the season,
defense has really been like helping them.
At the end of the season, bro, I think we take whoever win MVP and even defensive player of the year, offensive player of the year. We take those stats and we compare them to past years, and we're gonna see that this year in general was probably just been a down year, bro.
Which is why more reason to give it to someone like Myles Garrett.
But what if his like compared? I mean, it's not gonna be the dude from 1971. Like 109 tackles is kind of.
He's not getting that. But if Myles Garrett finishes the season with at least 22 sacks, 22 sacks, one off the record, if he breaks the record, and if Cleveland even makes the playoffs this year, and Myles Garrett is still putting up these numbers, he deserves it because they are about to have the hardest stretch of the season because they have to play quarterback now with PJ Walker since they gave up Dobbs at the beginning of the season because DTR fooled them with that one great preseason game. They got rid of him.
DTR starting.
You want to know how bad Cleveland's quarterback play has been this year? You know how bad it's been? Browns offense this year, completion percentage, 56.5%, last. Pass yards per game, 185.3, 25th. Touchdown to interception ratio, 31st, because 8-12. Passer rating, 66.9, dead last. That's how bad they've been. They've been so bad as a unit. Mac Jones and Zach Wilson both have better stats than their whole quarterback unit together. And we think Mac Jones and Zach Wilson are probably 2 of the worst quarterbacks besides Tommy DeVito now in the NFL. That's what they've been. That defense has been having to carry.
So for the rest of the season,
turnovers are terrible too because it usually be inside of their own territory. It's like, damn, defense got to hold them to a field goal, but it's still points given up, even though they really have no control over that.
So for the rest of the season, they got the Steelers, then the Broncos, the Rams, the Jaguars, the Bears, the Texans, Jets, Bengals. They win those
There's
games.
At least 4 really hard matchups in there of playoff teams as of right now.
Yeah.
And if they go like 3-1, the Bears, I think you named.
Yeah.
There was one other kind of
Bengals, Texans, Jets, Jags.
The Jets and the Bears, because of the way Zach Wilson's playing, unless Aaron Rodgers is back. I don't know when they play that game. But even with Aaron Rodgers back, that Aaron Rodgers come back, Myles Garrett might kill him. So
they play the Steelers this weekend. I'm not betting on that game. I think the spread is like 1, bro.
Yeah, because the news came out about Deshaun Watson.
Oh.
And it's going to be another AFC North classic dogfight where the defense will probably be the deciding factor because they got a turnover for a touchdown.
Yeah, because that's what it was the last game.
Now, historically, I don't think Myles Garrett has been good in the matchups versus Pittsburgh, at least to the point where TJ Watt usually outperforms him. So that's another great point that he can add to his resume if he balls out and plays better than TJ and Cleveland finds a way to win this game. Because they were winning the game, the first game of the season versus Pittsburgh, and then they offense literally lost them the game. Because I think, what was it? Deshaun Watson threw like a pick six or fumbled it the first play of the game.
That was the Monday night game. He threw that pick.
Yeah, like they were fighting from the ground up.
Yeah, that's the same game 12 got hurt. Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like you said, the stats are really down across the league. But Myles Garrett is doing historical shit right now. And if Cleveland is able to make it, why not? Like, if there's ever going to be a year to not give it to a QB, it would be this year.
Yeah.
So why not do it? or then change the name of it. That's all I'm arguing. And I'm not saying CJ can't be in discussion. If CJ keeps balling out, he definitely deserves to finish top 3. But as far as his projections go right now, because like Cam said, they just
Stop
opened up
looking at projections
I'm
because we just don't know.
you don't know
Bro,
what's gonna
no, but
happen.
you don't know. You don't know. But Cam, in all fairness, but Cam, no. Because in all fairness, his whole argument has been projections.
Yeah,
It ain't been theories.
I'm not saying this is what's gonna happen. I'm just saying based off what we know right now, if that's what he finishes with, then it's not the MVP quarterback numbers, but it's offensive rookie of the year, top 5 MVP voting numbers. Yes, he's got that. But if he's not about to finish the year with 5,000 yards, 38 touchdowns, and still like 3 interceptions, like if he finished the season with those numbers, yeah, give him the MVP. But I don't think he's gonna finish the season with those numbers, respectfully speaking.
Now, okay, y'all said all that, and I just gave y'all 2 MVPs.
Yes, you gave them. Yes, their stats were similar
through week 10. They're similar.
Both of them, they went off as the year went on. Aaron Rodgers, you said he only had like what 17 touchdowns through this point. He finished with 37.
So you like what? Just because we're looking at
That
was 16 weeks, right?
Yes, that
was
means CJ
weeks.
would literally have to throw 22 touchdown passes within the next 7 games.
Is that like impossible to do or something?
No, it's not. It's not.
It's very hard though.
Yeah, statistically speaking, it is hard to do. We're not saying it's not possible. We want him to do it. We CJ supporters. We want it to happen.
If he do that, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he deserved MVP, but I don't think he's about to throw for 22 touchdown passes in 7 games. That literally means he's going to average he's going to have to average 3 touchdown passes a game when he's only thrown more than 3 touchdown passes twice this season, I believe.
But you wanted to prove you wrong, though.
We just opened up the playbook.
You just opened up the playbook. You did. He threw 1 touchdown pass this weekend.
It should have been 2.
But okay, but on the stats, he threw 1.
He rushed 1. So I mean,
okay. So like how I threw
versus a good defense. Versus a good defense too, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not knocking that. I'm saying, so like how I threw Lamar's rushing stats in for context, because obviously that plays into his game. In his MVP year, he only threw for 3,600 yards, but he ran for 1,200 and added another 7 rushing touchdowns. I know CJ is a pass-first QB. He just really run if he got to, and he can be mobile, but he doesn't do it. He's only got 86 rushing yards on the season, and this second touchdown was this past weekend. So it's not like his rushing stats are like a bolster for his MVP convo. It's going to have to come off the passing game for real, which is his specialty. But to do those numbers in the next 7 weeks, and you've got divisional games lined up as well, where we know those are the hardest matchups, it's going to be tough. And I don't think he would reach those numbers. But that's not saying he's not having a great year if he doesn't reach those numbers.
We'll see, man. I just think y'all underestimating how hard it is. How hard it is to play a quarterback, and definitely like as a rookie. I just feel like under his circumstances, and he's a rookie, and he has a rookie head coach with a rookie offensive coordinator. Me personally, I just think he's, I just think
that's
right now he's MVP.
That's why I'm saying they shouldn't have an MVP, bro. They shouldn't have an overall MVP. It should just be defensive player of the year and offensive player of the year, and that's it.
Definitely like best QB though.
Because the fact that they got Jalen Hurts leading it, and you already know how I go hard about the Eagles, but I'm gonna be real. He shouldn't be leading it, but the fact that he's leading it, it proves that point. Like
before the Broncos game, somehow Patrick Mahomes was the Vegas favorite, and I was like, how? Because by his standards, which I've told Cam, I think on the first episode this season, I was like, I can't see Patrick Mahomes winning MVP this season because of what his 2 MVP years. It's gonna get compared to that. He won't get compared to the league. So of course people are like, oh, this is a down year. Like he not playing well. He got interceptions up. The wide receiver's not catching the ball, but he was at that time, he was still top 3 in all the quarterback categories. So like, oh, he's the MVP favorite. I'm like, it's not even an MVP season for real for Mahomes, but that's how Vegas is feeling. And now they got Jalen Hurts as a favorite. Mahomes is second. I think it's Tua, then I think C-Mac at 4 and CJ at 5 as of right now from the last thing I saw, I think this morning. But realistically, McCaffrey's streak for touchdowns just ended. He had a streak of like 3 games where he didn't rush for more than like 50 yards. Mahomes has been down for his standards. Jalen Hurts turning over the ball. Like, the numbers are down. And yes, CJ's having a great year, but it's not spectacular in the terms of NFL history. Besides the fact that it's when you say like for a rookie, like
Or
Chris said, and that's not a knock on CJ.
it's
Like
not
because I'm not saying he's the MVP, I'm not saying he's bad. He's literally, as of right now, I would say he's top 3 quarterbacks in the AFC behind Pat, Burrow, and then you can put him right there as of right now.
bro.
Today.
He's Scoot Henderson and Myles Garrett is Victor Wembanyama, bro. If he just wasn't 7'4", then he'd get drafted first overall.
Like,
I
honestly,
don't know. I see both y'all arguments, but at the end of the day, both y'all arguments sit with what it's gonna look like at the end of the year. What are y'all records gonna look like at the end of the year? Because those aren't like winning. They're winning, but historically, these past few years, they have not been seen as a winning team. So what are they gonna finish like?
And
that's
that's also a big factor too. Historically, it's usually the best player on the best team.
Exactly.
Unless the Texans don't lose again, their record will probably be like 10-7. Best case, I think 11-6, which is good for y'all.
If we win the division, I'm telling you right now, he's going.
If y'all win the champion, if y'all win the division, that's
he probably will get it if he put up stats.
If Jalen Hurts goes, what y'all got one loss right now, right, Cam?
Yeah, we got one loss.
They gonna lose Monday. So if Jalen Hurts has 2 losses on the season and he's got stats, it might go to him just because of the
and on top of that, they trying to paint the narrative of okay, so Jalen Hurts didn't get it last year, we're gonna give him this year. And you know, they're gonna paint the narrative of okay, well, Jalen Hurts, their record is blah 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 blah. They lost all the offensive coordinators, they lost the defensive coordinator, they lost the entire defense, and they still got the best record in the NFC. They're gonna paint that narrative. So they're gonna try to give them that. So that's why.
San Francisco gonna have the best record in the NFC, bro.
They're gonna have the best record?
Let's just face it, bro. Let's just face it.
They got 3 losses. They need Philly to lose twice. And y'all play San Francisco too, don't
they have 3 losses already.
Yeah, they're gonna beat y'all.
Okay.
Okay.
They y'all ass back-to-back years, but hey.
I ain't denying it. It's written in the books. You can't tell me something I don't know. You can't tell me something I don't know. I'm the worst person to talk bad about the Cowboys too, because I talk bad about them too.
Yeah. I know you be in the chat on 10 every day. Dak doing Dak things.
Oh my god!
I'm like that boy. What's that boy on TikTok? Myers.
Oh,
you don't curse. I do curse.
Okay. Well, now that we got the main crux of our argument from earlier out the way, I'm gonna pop my stuff a little bit on some predictions I made for the season. Then we can get into Chiefs, Eagles, look ahead, and Bengals, Ravens if y'all want to, and then give y'all our Week 11 picks. But for me personally, they call me a madman. They call me crazy, but I could just see into the future. The NFL sent me the script before the season started. They was like, "Hey, yo, you need it? We got it." I was like, "I need it." Send it to my house, and I told y'all first episode. The Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals will not make the playoffs this year. And halfway through the season, both of them are out of the playoff picture, and it doesn't look good for either one. On Buffalo's side, they're literally imploding from the inside. Stephon Diggs, that relationship has not been good. That was one of my reasons for them not making it. That when he missed that first day of OTAs and Sean McDermott came to the podium was like, "I'm very concerned." And then the next day was like, "Oh no, I gave him the day off." No, you didn't. Y'all just had a meeting to like, how can we try to, fix this up? Something has been wrong since that last playoff game last year where they got smacked. And the last thing we saw then was Stephon Diggs cussing out Josh Allen. Then fast forward to now, this past week, they lose to the Broncos Monday night at home. Trayvon Diggs starts tweeting, "Got to get 14 up out of there." Then Tuesday morning he tweets, and don't forget that dude wasn't like that until he got 14, as in Josh Allen wasn't thought of as a good QB until he got Stephon Diggs. Now, I think both of them are really helping each other. It goes hand in hand. I think Stephon helps Josh Allen a lot more than Josh Allen helps him. But at the same time, Diggs wasn't an all-pro, Pro Bowl selection on the Vikings. Once he got to Buffalo, he started getting 100-catch seasons, 1,500 yards, touchdowns, all that. That's when he started getting his awards. But that that relationship, it's on the rocks right now. After this year, they just fired their offensive coordinator, which was kind of a scapegoat because he wasn't even bad. The offense has been moving the ball. They're top 3 in all the offensive categories. Josh Allen just can't stop turning over the ball. So they fired him as a scapegoat. I still say McDermott, he going to be gone by the end of the season when they don't make the playoffs. Stephon Diggs just signed a contract extension, I think, was it last year or 2 years ago? So he's either got 3 or 2 years left on the deal. So he would have to be traded. Then it comes, well, who's a suitable trade partner and what can you get back for him? Like, what's the right trade package for that? Because obviously something's broken there. Flip it to Cincy side. Told y'all, they should have just rested Joe from the get-go instead of trying to play him. They wanted to play him. He played horrible. And on top of playing horrible, they lost their first 3 games to 3 divisional opponents. So they're already way behind the 8 ball. And then it doesn't help that somehow Pittsburgh's 6-3, Cleveland is 6-3, and the Ravens are 7-2 now. So, or I mean, I think the Ravens just lost their 3rd game as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 7-3.
7-3. So literally, and then throw in the Texans loss, they are now 0-4, not 0-4, but they have 4 AFC conference losses. So when it comes to tiebreakers, they're literally going to lose out on the tiebreakers unless it's a team they beat. And they haven't beat many besides the Bills, who are also on the outside looking in. And what I was saying is, at the beginning of the season when I made this prediction, people just think, like, they just look at the Chiefs and like, oh, we got Patrick Mahomes, great quarterback. You got a great quarterback. The window is just open. Like, you could just win. You always going to be in the playoffs. You always going to be in the AFC Championship, NFC Championship. Like, it just happens like that. Joe Burrow's like, oh, our Super Bowl window is open every year I'm here. Like, contracts haven't kicked in over in Cincy. The contracts are kicking in over in Buffalo. Next year, they're going to be in cap space hell. I told y'all the stat where a quarterback-coach combo, if they don't win a Super Bowl in the first 5 years together, they never do. McDermott and Allen are in year 5 right now, so that's why it's curtains for them. Zach Taylor and Joe Burrow, I think, have 1 more year next year. And if not, it's curtains for them. They're going to lose T. Higgins because you can't pay him next year. They spent all that money on Orlando Brown. He's given up the highest pressure, one of the higher pressure rates of an offensive tackle. They're not good. And they're both probably going to miss the playoffs, and then they're going to have to look. They're going to have to take a deep, hard look in the mirror and like, damn, how do we get better from here? Because while we thought we made all these changes and we thought our Super Bowl window was open, here the Chiefs are, again, atop the AFC, and we don't even have a wide receiver corps for real. But we traded away Tyreek. People keep saying, oh, we don't need Tyreek. Yeah, Tyreek would be great, but if we don't trade Tyreek, we don't have Trent McDuffie, the best corner in the league, and I don't give a damn who wants to argue about it because as of right now, that's the case. That's how crazy. He's playing. That is it. We're the top scoring defense in the NFL. Snead hasn't given up a touchdown all year. So, like, we made that trade so we could have a top 5 defense, and it's showing. Bengals and Bills, they were all hype off of – the Bills were hype off, oh, we almost beat the Chiefs. The Bengals were hype off, well, we beat the Chiefs, but we lost the Super Bowl, but we'll be back for sure. Like it's just a given that you get back to the Super Bowl in this league. That shit is unprecedented what we're doing. I tried to tell Bengals and Bills fans that, and they're like, oh, you're just a hater. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. We're better than the Chiefs. Josh Allen elite. Joe Burrow better. Burrow, all this bullshit. And now look where we're at. Bengals 5-4 with 4 AFC losses, 3 divisional losses, and they're gonna lose again tomorrow. T. Higgins not playing. Henderson, Sam Hubbard also injured. It doesn't help that the Ravens just choked the bad game, so you know they focus this week. Short week. Tomorrow, since the season ends. And because of that, it opens up the door again for Buffalo. But if Josh Allen throws another 3 interceptions or something versus New York Jets this week and they lose to Garrett Wilson again, all hell will break loose in that locker room, and it's over for them. So, just saying, that's my little, mid-season check-in. That was my bold prediction of the year, and it's looking like it's coming true. So far, so good. So that's what I wanted to pop my shit about. But let's get into these 2 primetime games, and we'll start with tomorrow's game. Like I said, Thursday night, Bengals, Ravens. The Ravens literally have the opportunity to effectively, not mathematically yet, but effectively end the Bengals season right here, right now. The Bengals, on the other hand, it's literally the Bengals are in playoff mode right now. They lose, they're out. That's got to be their mindset for the rest of the season because of those losses earlier in the year. So it's gonna be a tough one. It's in Baltimore. Like I said, short week. Bengals are, have a little bit of an injury bug right now. I don't know. Cam
Nah,
has sent
both
me,
teams.
yeah,
Both
both
teams.
teams. Cam sent me the Marlon Humphreys. It's just a calf
Yeah,
strain or
right.
pull. Luckily, so it's nothing too serious. But he's day to day on a short week. I don't know if it's came out if he's playing or
Nah,
not.
it said doubtful, so he might not
Yeah, I
play.
was gonna say I would think with that type of injury you don't play, on 2-3 days rest. So he's probably out. So that's tough on them. But that Ravens defense has been really good all year, regardless. And like I said, that offensive line still can't block for real for Cincy. So I'm gonna swing to Cam Swan first. How you see this one playing out? When I checked right after I got off work, Ravens were 2.5 point favorites, which was down from I think 3.5, 4 earlier in the week. So some money has been coming in on the Bengals.
Yeah, I me personally, I still think the Ravens gonna pull it off. Like with the Bengals, they have like injury bug, like you said, like Herbert and Henderson, everybody out, and then T Higgins. However, the one factor that would help the Bengals win would be Tyler Boyd. He got like redeemed himself from last week's game from that drop catch from against Houston. But the reason why I said the Ravens is because they got less injury bug, and like you said, they lost like last minute, so like they're more focused on a short week and like getting up that lead. And Lamar Jackson has to take control of the ball more. Like if you look at like second half, it's like they get in like a chill mode in the second half every single time. All their wins, they always be like chill. Like everybody just comes back. They still win. Don't get it wrong, but like it shouldn't be that close at all.
Yeah.
Like they'll have like let's say a 24-7 lead going to halftime. They be like, okay, yeah, we won. Coming third quarter, he throwing a pick, and Cleveland's back in the game or something like that. So um, and then they got like a less injury bug. The only thing that would hurt the Ravens is that Ronnie Stanley he's out too. He's not playing tomorrow as well. So offensive line gonna be kind of like banged up as well. So for the defense gonna be straight. You still got Kyle Hamilton. You still got Geno. You know what I'm saying? You still got players like that. So I think the Ravens can win it. I think it'll be a close one. I got them right now on my bet as the over. Because I think it was over total points. So I got the Ravens to win that one.
For sure, for sure. Chris, how you think this one plays out?
Um, Shoot, my bad. I was making my playoff prediction bracket. No, I think the Ravens. I think the Ravens get this one. I think they come back from losing last week and they win this one because I don't know. The Bengals been not good, like you said. Even though my playoff prediction machine here, I do got the Bengals finishing 7th seed in the AFC, so they may make the playoffs. No, I'm gonna take Lamar.
Okay, look, if I think the Bengals are losing tomorrow for one, and then they might go on a little run, but
What's
then
tomorrow? Week 11?
yeah,
Yeah, I got them losing already. Yeah.
and then they can go on a little win streak. The schedule's tough,
Hmm.
but it's not too terribly tough.
They got the
But
Steelers,
week
the
17,
Jaguars.
they're in Arrowhead,
Yeah, I got them
and I
losing that one already.
I think that game is literally going to be us. We can seal the 1 seed so we can rest week 18. And I think for them, that will be the game. If they lose, they'll be mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. How sweet it's going to be when we whoop that ass and end their season again. So that's how I predict their season ends for real, for real. But I got them losing tomorrow. Cam, how you feel about them?
I got them losing tomorrow too. I think Ravens come out like you said. They mad about you know dropping that game last week. I think Lamar comes out, plays well, even though he has been playing kind of bad lately. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see. I just think their front seven. I think the Ravens front seven is gonna get to Joe because I mean that last game, shit. I mean Sheldon Rankins was getting to Joe, for the Texans, whatever. So yeah, I think that front seven, like I said, is gonna get to Joe. I think it's gonna make it hard on them, hard for him to score. And yeah, I got the Ravens in this one.
For sure. And I had it wrong. They're 3.5 favorites. I have them bet, so I was gonna give you all my bets at the end, but that's one of them already. I took it down to 2.5 at -150 because I think Ravens and Mel is like 180. So I took it under the field goal just so if they do win on a field goal, I still can cover and win. But that's how I'm feeling. But forget them. the AFC North. Let's move on to the real prime time matchup of the week. I'm gonna let Cam Sanders and Chris talk about this game
Yeah.
first, and then me and Cam will talk about our respective teams. But Monday night got the Super Bowl rematch in Arrowhead, playing on real grass, so no excuses there. The Kelsey Bowl, Taylor Swift will be in attendance.
Oh God.
Apparently, her family will also be in attendance.
Oh my God. You gotta watch that
You
shit.
gonna win, bro.
So you already know
Yeah,
we gonna
definitely.
see the Swift cam after every damn play. We gonna see Travis and Jason
That's
after
actually
every damn play. Mama Kelsey, all them. You know how that's gonna go. But yeah, Super Bowl rematch. How y'all think this one plays out? Final score, all that. What y'all got? I'll swing to you first, Chris.
Okay, so Cam gonna hate me, but it ain't nothing new. It ain't because obviously y'all are divisional rivals and shit like that.
Bombs away.
This is general facts, and it's kind of some of the same facts that I shared with Christian the other day about his lines. I've been telling you all season, y'all been really struggling with having like statement games. Like y'all not, and I've been saying, I mean, to me personally, y'all schedule really ain't been that difficult. And I think it's gonna get a little bit more difficult as the rest of these weeks go on. But I still got y'all finishing 13-4, second in the conference. So it ain't all that bad. But right now, y'all average 28 points a game, but y'all allow 21. While Kansas averages 23 points a game and allows 15 with a fourth ranked defense. That's what it is right now, ESPN number 4. So I genuinely think y'all gonna lose this one, Cam. I mean, it's at Arrowhead. Obviously, it's a Super Bowl repeat. But I don't think y'all losing this is gonna be like. I don't think it's gonna be bad. Like I think it's just y'all probably lose by like a touchdown, probably. I don't think it's gonna be no blowout. My issue is that last year y'all was having blowout games. Y'all was winning with disrespectful fashion. And this year, like I think y'all only had like 2 games where y'all won by more than a touchdown. And that concerns me. That's why I was saying earlier, y'all not the team y'all was last year. And if y'all not the team y'all was last year, y'all show it hell. Y'all ain't beating this team this week right now. So I don't know what y'all got going on. You talking about y'all need to figure it out, y'all coordinators, stuff like that. That's cool. But right now, no, I'm gonna take the Chiefs this time. We'll take the Chiefs this time, Cam. This time, I'm taking this time.
Okay. Cam Sanders, how you feeling about this one?
Man, I hate to do this. I hate to be the one. I hate that you have to, all 3 of us about to go against you, and I'm sorry for that. I'm really sorry for that. But
It's all good.
like I can't bet against Pat. When I bet against Pat, he always proves me wrong. I think last time I just bet against Pat, he proved me wrong. They won.
Yeah, you bet Dolphins. Yep.
Dolphins. So yeah, I can't go against Pat on this one. But what I will say is I do think it'll be kind of like a low scoring game. I don't think I think it'd be like pretty much like a more defensive game, but pretty much more defensive game on the Chiefs side more than the Eagles side. So I'm predicting around like a 17-7, 17-10 type of win for the Chiefs.
I will say, Cam, y'all 4-1 on the road, so it's not like all odds against y'all.
Facts.
And Kansas 4-1 at home, so they can lose at home. So I'm not all odds against y'all. It's gonna be a good game, bro. That's why I Super Bowl rematch. That's why it's on every single station. So, and it's Monday night.
That's fair. Well, floor is yours, Kim Swan. Tell me why your Eagles about to beat my Chiefs, man.
All right. So, hey, first of all, I'm always used to having everybody against me. It ain't nothing new. But second, the thing with the Eagles is that I forgot what's their like win ratio, when they're underdogs, and we're like viewed as I think we're like 5-point underdogs in this one. So that's ain't nothing new to them. Like going way back to 2018, being underdogs has never been nothing new. And I look at this as, of course, like playoff revenge, like Super Bowl revenge. I think, like, I don't know if y'all saw it, like the last 2-3 weeks, yes, we start off rocky, bringing in an entire, new roster and, new office coordinator. You know what I'm saying? Both teams have their own issues. However, the last like 2-3 weeks we have finally had got together. Like the offense been clicking. The defense, like, they still have like their moments, but they finally getting like better stops. And then everybody else is finally getting more healthy. So with this one, the reason why I say that, I feel like they can finally get over that hump, and then this be like a statement game. I know all the other games been close. However, like the reason why I'm not gonna really like discredit them games is because it's hard to beat a divisional game twice. Like it's hard to beat like Cowboys and Eagles have never nobody have won 2-0. I think in years. I think it's been like 10 years. I don't know how long. Just like nobody repeated the division since 2004. So it's going to be difficult. But I think with this one, it's gonna click together, and they're gonna finally like show the media like, hey, like, y'all been worried about Jalen Hurts' knee, y'all been worried about Dallas Goedert health, y'all been worried about the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and they've been clicking. So this is showing game like, shut up, mind your business type of game. So that's why I feel like I can do it. And then, like I said, you want a top offense versus top defense, both 4-1 in respectful areas of home and on the way. So I feel like they can just click right here.
It's very possible. I ain't betting on that game. I'll let y'all both know that right now.
No, I
I
ain't
put
betting
my
that
money
game.
on that game at all. I'm just gonna watch it.
Well, I got money on this one.
Yeah, so I ain't been on it, man.
Okay, so I guess that leaves the floor to me.
Yep.
Yes, bro.
Cam, you my boy. I love you, man.
Hey, man, it's all good.
I got the Eagles.
But respectfully, man,
We whooping that ass.
We gonna whoop that.
not even necessarily whoop that ass. It's just gonna be a statement game. First reason why I think we about to handle business. Andy Reid off a bye week, 27-4 in his career, 87% winning percentage, and we at home primetime game. Arrowhead is gonna be rocking.
Bro.
Well, offenses looked a little rough. Got this bye week under us. So or not social, but social media too. But media, they've been pestering Pat with question like, "Hey, how do you feel about the offense?" He's like, "The defense is playing well. Offense, we're gonna get it together." Think they finally gonna get it together. Y'all secondary is still questionable. Y'all really don't have anybody to guard Travis Kelce for real. So I think with Swift in attendance, he good for 100 and a touchdown. I think Rashee Rice gonna have another solid game. Pacheco gonna do his thing, but the reason I think this gonna be a nice little beating on y'all, that defense. Like I said, we're the 4th ranked defense in the league, but we're the top scoring defense with that 15 points per game. And I think it really hurts. It's unfortunate that Dallas Goedert did get hurt and now he's on IR. That was a solid, 3rd receiving option, and he gave Reed problems in the Super Bowl. But now we don't have to worry about that. It's really just AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and I think Zacchaeus your 3rd. If he can beat us, more props to y'all, but I don't see that happening. If we could get y'all into 3rd and long, so y'all can't do that damn brotherly shove, tush push bullshit.
Brotherly shove.
It's gonna be curtains. I think this one ends like 27-14, 27-17. I think we make it a struggle for Jalen Hurts. I know he's got a bye week off to rest up, but I don't think that knee is really right. But they'll never say that as of right now in the season. And Jalen Hurts gonna thug it out to them. Like he not missing no type of time unless he just absolutely has to. But I don't, the way he been moving, it just don't seem right. So he might start off the game looking like he a little bit healthier. But I think, we got Omenahu now, Chris Jones, Karlaftis, Dana. They've been balling on the defensive line. They gonna get to him. I think Drew Tranquil, one of our best offseason pickups, he's gonna be able to play a little bit QB spy on Jalen Hurts. Think we gonna rough him up a bit, and then it pains me because DeAndre Swift on our fantasy team, and we really need a dub this week. But I don't think he gonna get off like that. And I think we shut down AJ Brown. Devontae Smith might do his thing a little bit, but I don't think either of them go for 80 receiving yards or more. I think we shut Jalen Hurts down to under 200 or around 220 yards. Maybe he gets over 200 because y'all are just throwing because y'all are down at that point. But I really think this is going to be a statement game.
Shitting on y'all.
Because in the offseason, Y'all did all that talking about the turf in Arizona, and it was this, it was that, as if we didn't have to play on the same damn turf, and if we weren't second in the league in sacks at that point, and we were having problems getting to the quarterback and getting people down because of that.
I
So
can't wait for this. I
at
can't wait.
home, they're gonna be
can't wait.
fired up, and then it's not y'all's fault. It's really not y'all's fault. But these talking heads on social media just have to, say
That's why you gotta let
stupid
them
shit.
talk. That's why you gotta let them talk.
Colin Coward came out this morning,
I saw that
said
bullshit.
said
34-7.
34-6 Monday night at home off a bye. That's what we finna lose. And Patrick
wow.
Mahomes trainer commented under, thanks for this, because Pat taking notes. Pat finna go scorched earth. He's heard enough. He got his bye week. They finna get this offense right. Pat finna throw 4 touchdowns. One of them to Trav, one of them to Rasheed Rice, one of them to McKinnon, and then one of them to Justin Watson. Pacheco, or that'll be the 28-17 game, just like that. Pat go for 300 yards on that secondary. Pacheco add a little 60 to 65 rushing, and we get the job done. So I got my Chiefs -2.5. You already know what it is.
I can't wait for
Locked
this.
in, and I
Can't wait for
believe that locks in the under 2. I don't think this game is going over like the Super Bowl where it was a 38-35 match. I don't think it's gonna be a shootout again.
I can't wait for this because I promise you, as soon as the game comes,
Don't let the Eagles win. He gonna talk some shit.
I know he is, but if it's not how I'm predicting, the other way I hope this game ends up. I hope we score at the end and y'all get the ball, and then we stop y'all. Just so last year, that was the thing. Oh, they gave him the game with that penalty. We would have got the ball back.
all right.
We go down and win.
All I'm saying is, I'll be, I'm probably like one of the most coolest Eagles fans. I won't say much until you mention me. If they win, which we will win,
save this clip.
Y'all better put me on D&D. That's all I'm saying. Cause remember, I made Cam, not you. I made the other Cam mad last year. Remember, I came in and he left the chat immediately. Had heard that.
You're not gonna make me leave the chat.
I ain't gonna make you leave the chat. No, you're different. You're a different breed. But I am going to like how I be telling Freddie and everybody else in the chat whenever they mention, I come out and say, "What y'all say?" I'm gonna come out the bushes like Kim Kardashian. What was said? Hey,
I will say to all our viewers out there, Jalen Hurts is 2-3 in Monday night games, while Patrick Mahomes is 7-1.
Also, I don't think Travis Kelce has lost to Jason Kelce yet in his career. I think he's 3-0, including the Super Bowl now.
What's that commercial? He got the ringtones like Travis Kelce Super Bowl champ.
Yeah. So, and like I said, man, the whole family, Swift Nation in the building. You see the stats when Swift there when they not off the bye.
Oh my!
We both come out bye.
Lock in Travis over. Lock in Travis anytime touchdown. I'm telling y'all right now. Mac,
I can't wait.
It'd be crazy if this is their worst game ever.
I can't wait till they break up. Oh my gosh!
Wow, bro! Y'all seen the Meat Canyon skit I sent
They
y'all?
getting married. This is a forever thing.
You see the video where she was running to
her and Brittany. Her in school.
No, that's so cringe, bro.
They toe up already.
You seen that tweet that was like,
oh
my god.
Kill. You just gotta make it hard on me.
Y'all seen the tweet that was like,
get canceled.
It was like Travis and Pat getting sixes on and off the field.
I'm dead.
Oh wow.
I mean, maybe he said that about Taylor. Well, actually, don't say that in case Swifty sees this. I don't want them blood armors. But the other ones Travis that had, they were some 10s. Kayla, oh my God, she a bad.
She was bad.
But yeah. With that being said, with the game, let's get into these picks for week 11. As y'all know, I just gave y'all 2 of mine already. Ravens -2.5 at -150. Chiefs -2.5. And then what I was saying with the final score, I think it'll be like 28-17. The over-under is 45.5. So that literally puts the game at 45 right there. So I might sprinkle on the under. I don't know. But Cam, Sanders, what's your first pick for week 11 of the NFL slate?
I really ain't like any this week, but I got one that I really like. That I think, they can, get it done. I like Seattle -1 this week versus the Rams. that's I don't know. I feel like that Seattle defense been balling minus that they had minus that Ravens game. Ravens smoked them, I believe. But other than that, I feel like that Ravens. I mean that Seattle defense gonna come out and ball against the Rams or whatnot. And I just think that it might be a trap. It may be a trap, but I'm gonna take it. I think Seattle's just a better team.
Stafford must be back this week. That's why the spread like that, huh?
He must
Yeah,
be.
he is.
He
Yeah.
must be.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at the injury report now. Yeah, that makes sense then. Cam Swan, I know you said you had the Ravens over, I think, in Thursday night. You
Yeah, I'm
got
thinking
anything else?
so I'm gonna pick which one was it? I had where's that? Okay. I'm actually gonna bet on that Pittsburgh and Cleveland game. I'm actually gonna do that. I'm gonna bet the under on Pittsburgh. I'm gonna bet the under on Pittsburgh. I bet it's gonna be a low scoring game, but I got them winning. I feel like it's gonna be like a 13-10 game.
Okay.
Who they play?
They
They
play
play
the
Cleveland.
Browns. Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
probably is gonna be low
I think it's
scoring
gonna
as
be.
hell.
Yeah, I think it's
That's
gonna be
two.
13-10 like
The
that.
only way it becomes high scoring is if either one of them turn over the ball in their own territory and then it's touchdowns,
Yeah.
which could happen knowing them. But yeah, that is two garbage ass offenses on display and two of the best defenses, complete polar opposites. A third game pick for me, and I kind of hate that I really like this pick because it means I'm gonna have to listen to Chris ass for a whole nother week because it
Oh yeah.
means they'll play
I
good.
got it picked too.
I got Cowboys -10.
Negative 10.5.
Oh, I took it down to -10 just because I don't want
Nah,
Cam.
nah, nah. Don't be
They,
don't be scared.
they'll probably should blow him out. Y'all
Yeah.
will kill Bryce Young. Michael
Yeah.
Parsons
No.
said all that nice stuff about him to only go out there and kill him this
Yeah,
weekend
no.
because he got
Yeah.
no offensive line.
We're gonna pinch a nerve in his back.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Yeah, y'all will front run and beat a really bad team. I'll give y'all that. Y'all
Yeah,
can beat
yeah,
really
that's
bad
what I'm
teams.
saying, bro. You gotta relish in the moment.
Dak will probably do his thing. CD will, stay on his tear. So
5 touchdowns, 1 interception.
I'll even throw in a CD prop for his over yards. So yeah, 10 and a half, take it to the bank. It's probably realistically, unless a turnover happens, it's probably a shutout, or it should be, or the Panthers maybe get 3 points, if that. That's about it. So me and Chris on that one, Cowboy -10, -10 and a half. And then we'll have to listen to him for the next week, talk about how, hey, I mean, with the numbers, Dak should be in the MVP running.
I'm
at
just
least.
saying with the numbers.
Him
You know
and
how they are.
CJ
You know how they
top
do
like
like
7 QBR.
him
You know
and
how they
Tua
do
in the
like-
same boat. Until they do it versus some
Yeah,
real competition, I'm not trying to hear it.
With the numbers.
And then Cam, I think you said that was your only pick was Seahawks -1, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then
Yeah.
my final game pick is I got the Chargers -2.5 versus Green Bay, a team that is probably one of the only teams struggling more than the Chargers are right now. Hopefully they don't find a way to charge this one up, but I think they should be able to handle Jordan Love. And I think after last week's game versus Detroit, that offense kind of found a groove. Justin Herbert looked pretty good. I think they should win this one by a touchdown or more in Green Bay and save Staley's job for at least another couple weeks. Even though I think after this past week, he should have been fired. Like, it just
Been
is what it
fired last
is.
year, bro. After the Jaguars.
He should have been fired last year, but they kept him through this year. And at this point, to give up 41 at home with that defense, literally the highest paid defense in the league, I think, and you a defensive-minded coach, I thought for sure it would have been curtains this week. He was getting the can because they're 4-5. But he lives another week, and I think this week they'll save him and, delay the process of him getting fired. Because I think he's got to get fired for sure because I don't think the Chargers will make the playoffs. And honestly, their back is against the wall too because now that Denver's on a 3-game winning streak, the Raiders are on a 2-game winning streak, they might be at the bottom of the AFC West if they don't win this week, realistically speaking. So a complete 180 on their season from what we thought as usual. They come in hyped up and then they completely fall under expectations bad. So
every single time.
yeah. But that's all the picks I got. I don't know if y'all got any more, Cam Swan or Chris.
Cam, I'm really surprised at you, bro. I got Houston -5, bro.
That's a tough one.
Kyler
I'm
back.
not,
Tyler
I'm
back.
not mad at it.
That's a Trout.
It's not a trap, bro.
We'll
I
see.
don't think it's
When
a
they
trap.
win by 4, it'll be
Why
like
they gonna win
that's
by
what
4?
I'm put
21-17, 28-24. It can easily be that.
I ain't say it. Yeah, the Commanders and Giants. You know, I don't really care for that game. I'm gonna go with the Commanders -9.
Oh, yeah, Tommy DeVito, man.
Yeah, I don't.
Him-
Bro, Tom DeVito.
Damn. Hey,
I wonder what his player prop is, low key. Like, what's his yard? Because I know it's got to be low, but I want to fade it still.
it's
Because
probably
like
like
he
it's probably
can't,
like
they can't throw the
125.
ball with him. So
Yeah, it's probably 125. Yeah, that's probably an accurate number.
That's
Probably
just low
125,
shit.
150.
That's horrible, bro. I think he get like 5 fantasy points a week. Nah,
then-
also in Dobbs we trust. I got Minnesota plus 2.5.
Okay, Jacksonville and Tennessee.
Denver.
I think. Oh yeah, I did Jacksonville and Tennessee as well. It's gonna be a basketball game for them. I'm gonna go Jacksonville -7.5.
okay, Tommy DeVito over 157.5. I'm
Oh
definitely
hell no.
taking the under.
In a half?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant the game.
Oh no.
No,
That is
it's
the
not.
game.
That's
the
the
game.
game.
157.5 over
Oh,
under.
yeah.
Yeah, under for
He's
sure.
not hitting it.
Yeah,
He's
'cause-
not.
Not
yeah,
against Commanders.
who they playing again?
Commanders.
Washington, and
Yeah,
that's a
they-
divisional game.
Yeah.
What's Sam Howell prop though?
His probably like
They probably gonna make his
246.5.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say
they're
239.
They're gonna make his ridiculous.
246.
I'm bet this under and then watch first play because it will
80
surprise everybody.
yard pass. that was
Play
it.
action go ball to someone like Darius Slayton or some shit.
We
Yeah,
back.
the only game.
the house.
We back.
The only game I'm gonna avoid that Buffalo game. I'm gonna avoid that. That's a divisional game. I'm gonna avoid that one.
Yeah, really. If you know doing a prize pitch or something, might want to if it's available.
Prize pick, yeah, but I'm
Allen,
talking about.
Josh Allen interception because that's
Oh,
probably
easy.
he done thrown at least 2. I think the last 3
If
games
I'm-
versus
if I'm-
the Jets.
If
Parlay
I'm
with a
feeling-
Dak interception. Y'all don't listen
If
to
I'm
me.
feeling
Get
really
interception.
bold, I want to go to over on the Jets because they both come off losses, but the Jets also beat them beginning of the season, and so it's hard to beat a divisional opponent twice. That's why I'm like, I don't know. You know, I'll probably avoid that one. But if I was to do it, I was gonna pick the Jets +7.
That's right. I would take him +7 too.
That's all.
But I just won't do it because I'll watch it and then Zach Wilson will literally piss me off.
Yeah, I'm
That's
be
the point
raging
of
at my
doing
TV the whole time. Carly gonna be looking at me like, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah, so, but just to recap all the picks: Ravens tomorrow, -2.5. Take it to the bank. They are effectively ending the Bengals season, calling it here. Chiefs Monday night, -2.5. Travis Kelce over. Travis Kelce anytime touchdown. Cowboys -10. Chargers -2.5. And the under Tommy DeVito 157.5 yards. And then I don't know CD prop, but I'll probably sprinkle on CD too because he's balling right now. And I would think, Dallas Smart, they probably should keep feeding him because he's in that mode right now. But those are my picks for me. I'll let y'all give y'all's rundown of y'all picks again. And we can
I'm
sign
gonna
off
do.
on another episode.
I'm gonna do. I got Baltimore -3.5. I got Pittsburgh +1. I got the Commanders -9. Jacksonville -7.5. And I have what's the last one? I'm not gonna do this one, but I said just +7. If anybody feeling bold, I'm gonna avoid that one. And then I got the Eagles +2.5. That's all mine.
Cam, what you got?
Just got one for the week, man. Got the Seahawks -1, 1 unit, man. I think they can do it. They're the better team, so I think they'll come out and ball.
They've been playing well too, so I can see it. And then Chris, what's yours? I know you got your boys.
Yeah, I got my boys -10.5. I'm high on the Stroud. I'm in the Strouds. Feel me?
Stroud boy.
Yeah, I'm a Stroud boy, man. I'm gonna take Houston -5
Crazy
Arizona.
nickname.
I feel like that's a winnable game, bro. It's at Houston, and he just came off that really good game versus the Bengals. It's not gonna be as tough as a setting to be in. I think if anything, the only thing that's gonna mess him over is he get too comfortable because he realized that the pressure is not as tough. But I think -5 is respectful. for them the way they've been playing. And then in Dobbs We Trust, we've been playing crazy. I had to just pick up on fantasy because I'm struggling, but I got Minnesota plus 2.5.
Who they play this week?
They played Denver. Yeah,
Well,
it's gonna be a toughie, but that's why they're the underdog. So I'm just like, if I take an underdog, it's gonna be them.
that's fair. That's fair. Okay, well, we appreciate y'all if y'all listen all the way through. You know, I gave y'all the disclaimer. It actually didn't get as bad as I think it was going to get
Yeah,
because it was
we can make
heated.
it that bad if you want to right now.
No. We signing off while we still can because I already got to edit a couple things with y'all. But we appreciate y'all if y'all listen all the way through.
Damn, bro.
It's your favorite kids from the neighborhood signing off. Cam Swan, Chris, Cam Sanders, myself, Bryce. Y'all already know what it is. We out, man. I'm dead. It get wicked.
I need